Hey there! If you're a dog owner in Johnstown, you already know what a fantastic place this is. You've got these great, quiet neighborhoods and beautiful local parks. But to really enjoy all of it with your four-legged friend, you need a dog who's confident and well-behaved. So, in this explainer, we're going to give you a super clear, straightforward guide to finding the perfect trainer to help your dog and you thrive right here in town. So, here's our game plan. We're going to walk through 5 key areas to help you make a really solid decision. We'll start with training philosophies, then check out the different program formats out there. After that, we'll get into how to vet a professional. We're talking costs and credentials. Then, we'll touch on Johnstown-specific rules and resources. And finally, we'll arm you with the must-ask questions for any potential trainer. Okay, let's start with the most important piece of the puzzle, the training philosophy. Seriously, the approach a trainer takes is the absolute foundation for building a healthy, trusting relationship with your dog. So the method that's really the gold standard today is positive reinforcement. And it's actually pretty simple. It's all about rewarding the behaviors you want to see. When your dog does something right, they get something they love, maybe a treat, some praise, or their favorite toy. This makes them want to do it again. It's just a fantastic way to build trust and make learning fun for everybody. And you can really see the difference here. Positive methods are all about rewarding those good choices, which builds a confident, happy dog. On the flip side, you have these outdated methods that rely on punishment or intimidation. That stuff can create fear and anxiety, and it often really damages the bond you have with your dog. Any good trainer is always going to stick with that first approach. So now that you know what philosophy to look for, the next step is picking a program format that fits your dog's needs and, this is just as important, your own lifestyle. Generally, you've got 3 main options. Group classes, they're amazing for socialization and learning to stay focused with distractions, like other dogs and people. Then you have private lessons, which are perfect for tackling really specific issues, especially behaviors that only happen at home, like jumping on guests. And finally, there's board and train. This is a pretty intensive option for hitting big goals fast, but you have to be fully committed to keeping up the training when your dog comes home. Okay, so you have an idea of the method and the format you want. Now, let's get into the practical side of things, how to check out a trainer based on what you can expect to pay and the qualifications they really ought to have. This chart gives you a pretty solid idea of what training costs are looking like in the Johnstown and Greater Licking County area. A group class for a few weeks might run you between $150 and $250, while a 2-week board and train is a much bigger investment. Of course, these are just averages. They can definitely vary based on a trainer's experience and reputation. Now, beyond the cost, you really want to look for professional credentials. These aren't just a bunch of random letters after a name. They actually prove a trainer has put in the time for their education and passed some tough exams. For everyday stuff like leash manners or basic commands, a certification like CPDT-K is a great sign. But if you're dealing with more complex issues like serious fear or aggression, you might want to find a behavior consultant with an advanced certification like a CBCC-K. The bottom line is credentials show a real commitment to high professional standards. Okay, let's bring it all right back home. Training doesn't happen in a bubble, right? So it's super helpful to know the local rules and resources right here in Johnstown that are going to be part of your day-to-day life with your dog. So this is the really practical stuff. Johnstown has a running at large rule, which just means your dog has to be under your control when they're off your property. And a leash is the easiest way to do that. Ohio law also requires a rabies vaccination, and that tag has to be on the collar. And one last thing. Remember that a ton of barking can be a noise nuisance, so good training can also help you be a great neighbor. And what's great is that you've got some fantastic local places to practice all these new skills. Infirmary Mound Park over in Granville has this wonderful, big, fenced-in dog park where you can safely work on off-leash recall. And the Evans Bike Trail, it's just perfect for practicing those structured, focused leash walks when you've got distractions like people and bikes around. All right, we are at our final section. We've covered the what, the where, and the how much. Now, we're going to get you set up with the exact questions you need to ask when you talk to a potential trainer, just to make sure they're the right fit for you and your dog. Think of this as your consultation cheat sheet. First things first, ask about their philosophy to make sure it's all about the positive methods we talked about. Then ask about their certifications. A big one is to ask how they'll create a plan specifically for your dog and your lifestyle here in Johnstown. Make sure you're clear on which program format they recommend and why. And finally, always confirm the total fees and their cancellation policy right up front. No surprises. Finding the right trainer really is the first step toward a wonderful life with your dog. A well-trained dog isn't just about perfect obedience, it's about freedom and companionship. It means enjoying those calm walks through the village, relaxing at a local park, and knowing you have this happy, confident buddy who is welcome wherever you go in the Johnstown community. Best of luck on your training journey.